Hello, my friend. Are you ready for Bundesliga Matchday number 19? Then let's go.
Radek Vegas. There's no better.
Before we start, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to this channel that you don't miss any of my picks. Thanks for your support, buddy. On Bundesliga Matchday number 18, I had some bad luck because Eintracht Frankfurt, and I think a lot of people had. So you can see my both Ecker were close to win because Frankfurt was leading 2-0 against Darmstadt, and at the end they only had a draw. But hey, that's football, and instead of 10 units profit, I made 2 units loss in this Ecker. So we're down to 0 units and we can start now from 0 again, but still, hey, I'm still way more profitable than the Bundesliga expert of another YouTube channel called Oddspedia, and the difference between him and me is still 14 units, and I will win from time to time and be profitable again. So let's start with that now. On Friday, we have Eintracht Frankfurt hosting Mainz, and I really don't understand the odds, as we have 10 spots difference between number 6 Frankfurt and number 16 Mainz. And additional, Mainz only was able to win a single game, which is the worst record in the whole league. And on the other hand, we know Frankfurt, of course, fucked it up last week. But still, at home, they should be the better team. And if we get odds of 2.2 for this game, I think this is brilliant. And yeah, we can consider this for one of our bets at the end. The second game, Bayern Munich at Augsburg, we can ignore because we get poor odds for the favorites, and so we don't want to bet against the favorite, and that's why this is a clear no bet. Bremen versus Freiburg is interesting because the odds are kind of balanced, but we know Werder Bremen was beating Bayern Munich last week and now maybe has the moment on their side, but in the standings Freiburg is 8 points ahead of them. But have a look at the goals scored and conceded. It's almost the same thing. Freiburg managed to collect more points with less goals than Bremen, but they did it mostly at home, as they are one of the best home teams. And if it comes to away games, Freiburg has only scored 8 goals, which is a reason why I think that Freiburg will struggle at Bremen. On the other hand, I can't see Bremen better in this game, so that's a clear draw with 3.5, and I would say 1-1 is the most likely result. And if there is a winner at the end of on one or the other side, this can always happen, so we don't care about it. We just have a look that we stick to the right value bets in the long run. Hoffenheim against Heidenheim. Interesting thing that Heidenheim has that high odds because they are just 1 spot behind Hoffenheim in the standings, and Hoffenheim has a really bad run. They only won a single game against Bochum within their last 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 games and counting. And Heidenheim is now unbeaten for exactly 5 games in the Bundesliga, which is really great, and had only a loss against Leipzig and Bayern Munich before in the last 10 games. So the momentum is on side of Heidenheim for sure. But still, can we trust them playing away? I don't think so, because they only have 1 victory playing away. So it's very unlikely now that they will win at Hoffenheim, no matter that Hoffenheim is also not in the best shape at the moment. I don't want to put money on Heidenheim, to be honest, because they are never a team to bet on in my eyes, but I also don't want to bet on Hoffenheim because the odds are too bad. The only thing you can do here also bet on the highest odds of 4.5 and hope that there is no winner, and we get the best odds for that. Stuttgart versus Leipzig, the best game on this game day because it's game between number 3 and number 4. And ridiculously, both teams lost their first 2 games in this year 2024. But Leipzig had a really good game against Leverkusen, which was a close loss, and they had a game against Frankfurt. Both teams who are competing for the Champions League, while Stuttgart lost against Bochum and Mönchengladbach. And search for them in the standings. Bochum is 14th, Mönchengladbach is 12th. So we must say that Stuttgart adapts to the lower region of the standing. And Leipzig, should be still better than Stuttgart. And additionally, Stuttgart is missing their best player, Gero Sierrassi, because of the African Cup of Nations. And that's why I really like these odds of 2.4 on Leipzig. We can ensure a potentially draw with 1.7. But at the end, I think Leipzig will make it clear in this game. So 2.4 is really, really attractive for me. Wolfsburg versus Cologne. Also no value in this game as Wolfsburg is also very bad in the last few months. They were not able to collect a lot of points. At least they didn't lose against Heidenheim and Mainz. But from a team like Wolfsburg, I expect to win games like this after just losing close against Bayern Munich. So the last 4 results were okay, at least not a lot losing games for Wolfsburg, but also not great because beside the win against Darmstadt, their last win was in November versus Leipzig. So they should be the better team than Cologne for sure, but they didn't prove that they can win games recently, and that's why for me it's no bet because the odds on Wolfsburg are too low, and I won't bet on Cologne at all as they only have really poor 11 goals and 11 points, and they will struggle a lot if they don't change anything. Leverkusen as the leader is hosting Mönchengladbach. We can make it short. The odds on Leverkusen are way too low, but for sure they are unbeaten, and why should they lose now against Gladbach? Can be for sure, but the odds, I won't bet on speculation because it's not based on the stats. Would just be interesting because the odds on Gladbach are that high, and I believe from sooner or later Leverkusen will lose because they were very lucky in their first 2 games in this season. Winning against Leipzig was in the last minute, and winning against Augsburg very closely also was a last minute goal. So maybe Gladbach is the first team to beat them, but I won't bet on the each or other side. Also on this game I expect Union Berlin to win, sure, but betting on 1.6 on a team which is only 4 points better than Darmstadt is also not very interesting for me, and I think not very clever. And betting on Dortmund at home against Bochum, beside I think they might win 2-0. There's no money to win, but a lot money to lose if you consider the last 2 games of Dortmund only drawing against Bochum, but both were of course away games. At home they should continue with their run, beating opponents 2-0, like they did against Cologne and Darmstadt, and now I expect them to win against Bochum. But tipping and thinking is a completely different thing. If it comes to put money on something, I only choose a few really good ones, and these are my bets on this game day. And I have two favorite bets on Frankfurt and Leipzig. Asian Handicap 0 combined, we get odds of 2.7, and Asian Handicap -1 is 11.88, and I think this is really attractive. So both have to win with 2 goals in advantage, and against Mainz and against a weak Stuttgart at the moment should be possible, but anyway, it's always the risk. That's why we get odds of 11 and not only 2.0 or 1.5. So good luck, and if you want all my tips, I have something for you. Do you want all my betting tips for free in my VIP Telegram group? Then you'll find a link in the video description.